Hello, everybody. A pleasant Wednesday afternoon at the Canyons Radio Hall. Alongside me, Tanner Nava, Taylor Enns, and Richard Endall, whose favorite Disney movie is Shrek 2.
I thought it was just Shrek.
No, it's Shrek. He didn't even pick Shrek 2. He just picked Shrek.
Shrek 2 is clearly the
He told me
superior.
after the
Shrek 2
show
is the
he
better
meant
one,
Shrek
though.
2.
Shrek didn't. The first Shrek didn't even have Puss in Boots in it.
You're not wrong.
That's true. I
Well,
totally take back.
Anyway, we're glad you're here with us. Episode 15 of the Bread and Butter Sports
Oh my
Podcast.
God, is it really 15?
15.
Oh my God.
We're having a quinceañera today.
We're almost a real podcast.
Almost.
When
We're celebrating.
Wait, yeah, what's real? Is 18 real?
I think
don't know.
21 because
Okay.
you could have unlimited
in
limitations.
3 weeks.
I don't know.
Boom. Okay.
But we'll get
Boom.
there.
25, you can rent a car.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, brother.
Let's shoot for 25.
Let's shoot for 25.
Let's shoot for $1 million.
Boom.
Let's
I
be
like
the
that.
best.
I
sports
want a
podcast.
million like people listening.
I
every
emailed
single
Skip
show.
Bayless.
Is he coming?
Yep.
He didn't respond.
Shannon
about
Sharp's
Shannon?
still coming though, right?
I should email Shannon.
Yeah.
I've been in contact with a few people. We'll see what can happen. Let's dive into some high school football, guys. Going into this weekend, West Ranch and Valencia. West Ranch has been on a 2-game losing streak since starting out the season 5-0. Valencia, on the other hand, has just been dominating the field. 3-0 in league play. Last week, Valencia pretty much obliterated Saugus 50-3. No chance whatsoever. I left after the first half of filming. I believe Connor Downs, he had, I want to say, 12 of 19, 214 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks.
He had 2 picks.
Kinda
He's a
interesting.
human.
Yeah,
Mhm.
It's weird. Weird to see that stat, 2
He
picks.
threw the ball and someone else on the other team caught it.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. What the heck was that? You hear that outrageous noise in the back?
It was
Crazy.
Richard watching Shrek 2.
Sorry, guys. I got excited.
Doubt me swamp. And then Mikel Wright, 3 carries, 146 yards. He had a 90-yard run to
Wait, did you just say 3 carries?
3 carries. He averaged 40,
nearly 50.
48.7 yards per carry.
He had 2 touchdowns.
2 of them were
I think-
touchdowns.
Yeah, I think the first play of the game was a
was like 90
90-yard
yards.
run.
So
Yeah.
wait, so we ran the ball 3 times, and then the coach was like, "Yeah, we won."
Well, it was like
It was-
he's a receiver, and they were just basically doing like jet sweeps and
Oh yeah,
stuff.
he is a receiver.
Yeah, because
He's a running
he's
back.
like the best receiver in
Javon.
Foothill.
Javon Wilson.
Yeah.
No wait.
Well, Moises Haynes is
Moises
their
Haynes,
starting, but he
that's
didn't
the
really
guy.
get that much playing times.
I don't
Why
think he
not?
really played.
What's the-
I don't know. I was
What's the
wondering.
deal?
I was wondering if he was injured
There's
or
drama
not.
there.
I think there might have been like an injury, or maybe he just needed the day off. Who knows?
True.
I'm gonna walk up
Javon
to
Wilson's
Valencia.
probably the starting running back on any other team in Foothill.
and probably a lot of other teams.
Yeah.
The score at half, guys, was 28-3, and then
That's not that bad. I've played in worse games than that.
but when you're playing Valencia, it's a different
Yeah,
story.
I mean,
You're not gonna because their offense is so good. It's like you can't.
their defense is
fall
pretty
behind.
good too. They didn't give up a touchdown.
Well, I mean, they gave up 60 something before. I mean,
They
Well, that
lost
was against
65
Calabasas. That was the game they
63.
lost.
but like even talking to the coach when we interview him, he always talks about the defense that needs improvements.
Well, yeah.
You know,
Because
Like,
you can
his
score at will
defense
on
definitely
offense.
Yeah.
improved that game, not
Yeah.
even giving up a touchdown. Other notable games this week include Saugus at Canyon and Golden Valley versus Hart. Hart is actually on a 2-game winning streak, guys. Hart last week won 35-6 over West Ranch, and I believe, let's see if they got the stats up, and they didn't have them yesterday. Yeah, JT Shrout, 25 of 41, 324 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks. He went to Devon Jones the most in that game. He had 4 receptions of 85 yards plus a touchdown. Usually DJ Palmer racks up the yards on the ground. He had 2 carries of -2 yards, so he got stuffed quite a bit.
poor
But-
guy.
Shrek 2 again.
Goddamn.
Your Shrek ringtone is going off the hook over there, brother.
Somebody
All right.
once told me.
I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
Anyway. I think this is the game Canyon wins, guys.
Do you think so? I think Hart might be. Or wait, no, I'm sorry.
Canyon plays.
No, they play
Saugus.
Saugus. No, I think if they're gonna win, honestly, I think it's West Ranch. I said it in the preseason. You can't really use that as how good they're gonna do in league
They
play.
went 4-0, guys.
They were 5-0. Weren't
There's
they?
5 preseason games?
Yeah, because there's only
No,
6.
they skipped one because they played Burroughs and that game got canceled.
No, because there's 6 teams in the Foothill League, so you play 5 games, 5 league games. So
Okay.
they would have 10
They were
total
4-0.
games. They were 4-0. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, either way, I mean, they were undefeated, and now
They would have lost to
They've
Burroughs.
already lost twice. They probably would have lost to Burroughs, yes, Taylor, because that's your alma mater.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, Burroughs is better.
No, they
That's right.
actually have been doing really crappy recently, but Anyway, Canyon's gonna win.
Anyway,
It's at Canyon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Canyon's gonna win.
You just said Canyon wouldn't beat them.
No, I was saying West Ranch was like I was talking about West Ranch.
Let's move on to COC athletics, guys. So far, the women's volleyball team is on a 9-game winning streak. They're 6-1 at home, 6-3 away, a 5-0 neutral standpoint. They will be playing West LA Friday night. That game is at West LA, and that is a conference game. And Coach Timmons and company, they have a lot of great talent on this women's volleyball team. We point out Emily Burns last week, I believe. Let me get to the stats page, but this team is just outstanding. It's either they're really good or the teams are just really not that bad.
No,
They're
I
ranked
think
third.
they're
Really
really
bad.
good. I think they're that good.
Emily Burns ranks in individual leaders in the Western State Conference. She ranks first with kills per set at 4.48 kills per set. That's number one. And then, let's see. Anyone else in the yeah, Demi Dawson is third in digs with 246. That's in the Western State Conference. And then in first,
It's a
Rachel Perez. She is first in assists per set with 10.79, nearly 11.
I was reading an article that her, Emily Burns, and I don't remember the third girl's name, but they all played all 4 years of high school together also. So they got a
okay.
lot of chemistry. So I think that's why they... Because when I went to the game, she was the one who was usually setting for Burns when she got her kills.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Well, congrats to them. I'm sure they'll hopefully get another W, make it 10 in a row. And then let's move on to football, guys. Last week, the Cougars destroyed Moore Park 40-16. Andrew Burrito and the offense really had it going. I had some highlights done, interviewed defensive end Dorian Gerald and Andrew. You could see that up on our Facebook page later if you'd
Dorian
like.
Gerald is a Tennessee volunteer
Andrew
Yes.
Burrito won most
Yeah.
offensive player of the week or
Yeah.
something in
in the conference.
In
They're
the
our
conference.
division or
So
whatever.
congratulations to him.
That's like the third time this year he's done
And
that.
the running, what's the running back's name again?
Keelan,
White,
Yeah,
Keelan White?
yeah, he won one also. One time.
congrats to both of them.
we're the best.
Around.
Yeah. Nothing's going to ever bring us down.
Yeah.
So far, 5-2 on the year with 2-1 at home, 3-1 away. The Cougars will be playing Cerritos College in a conference game this weekend. 6 o'clock game time.
Yes, Cerritos.
Auto Square.
Wow,
Not a
we
paid
are
endorsement.
killing it.
We are killing it.
Not a paid endorsement.
Just
I
brainwash.
bet everyone's just like, God, stop with the puns.
The puns, man. The puns.
But they're so punny.
For
okay.
women's
Stop.
soccer, yesterday they won 3-2 versus Citrus College.
3-0.
3-0, rather, beg your pardon. 3-0. And let's see, the goals. Angel Quintero had herself another goal, and Kyla Bradford had 2.
Oh, no, she scored 2 goals again, huh? Wow.
What a coinkadink.
She got a yellow card too.
And she got a yellow card. What a coinkadink. So far on the
Still
year,
Excessive
for
celebration.
Kyla, she has 9 goals. 9 goals on the year through about, let's see, what are they, 13-2. So through 15 games she has 9 goals. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
I mean, I'm better, but she's okay too.
I'd like
This
to
is
see
a women's
that.
soccer, Tanner. You can't play that sport.
Did you just assume my gender, Taylor?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I did.
The Friday night game against Barstow has been canceled, but the next game on the schedule will be at Bakersfield for the Lady Cougars. Game time is at 7 p.m.
On Halloween.
on Halloween. Richard, are you saying sayonara?
I got you. You got work.
There's a 3:00 screening of Shrek 2 down.
There's a 3 o'clock
Okay, so-
screening of Shrek 2.
Clip 1, press play. Clip 2,
Load
open it. Y'all, you just have to
Richard's teaching us how to do all the stuff we
is
don't know how to do.
Richard's our teacher, but it also sucks because Richard has a second job, and it kind of sucks because I miss him a little bit.
It's so irresponsible of him to
Do
just
you want me
leave
to go
in the
sit
middle
over
of
there?
the show.
Who wants to sit over there?
You can if you want.
I have my computer here.
Then I'll go sit over there. I'll take the helm.
Bye.
Or, okay, we'll let George sit.
We're gonna miss you, Richard. Thanks for all the help because the show couldn't go on without you.
This literally can't happen without. Yeah,
Yeah.
Richard is the only reason this happens.
We didn't know how to do the audio, and then he just plugged it in.
Yeah,
and we
without
realized that was the issue.
without Richard, we would be nothing. So anyway, I was gonna get to the segment that I needed with Richard, and then he left.
his facts of the day.
No, not even that.
It's called the spread now.
I could do his spread.
The spread.
I could spread it for him.
Fun.
It's a bread pun.
very-
We're really good with puns here.
Yeah.
If you couldn't tell,
We don't know much about sports, but we're really good with puns.
yeah, exactly. If you didn't know, if you don't know, well, now you know.
Magic Johnson's my favorite Dodger.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, he was a pretty good soccer player back in the day.
Scored a lot of goals. Oh, wait, I was thinking hockey.
He got a lot of hole-in-ones.
Yeah, there you go.
You got a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm so dumb. I'm not good with puns. Okay.
Anyway, moving on to the World Series, guys. The Dodgers 1-0 so far over Houston. It was a great game for Clayton Kershaw, especially 7 innings, 11 strikeouts. That's a rare form.
Yeah. It was like
I mean, it's
regular
not
season
rare form
Kershaw.
for Kershaw. It's rare form for Kershaw in
By
postseason.
rare, I mean in the postseason. And it started off at the first pitch of the game for the Dodgers. It was Chris Taylor who took Dallas Keuchel deep. Let's take a listen to that.
That is scooped and lifted way out of here into left. Bang! Starts the World Series for Chris Taylor.
Chris Taylor has so far, and Justin Turner have really been the MVPs for this postseason for the Dodgers. Hence, that's why they got the co-MVP in the National League Championship Series.
Yeah, and I just want to point out that I did tell Zach. I heard you guys picking your who's going to win. I said Dodgers in 6 and Justin Turner's MVP.
Well, I said Dodgers in 5, Justin Turner.
I said Dodgers 6 and I think I said Justin Turner as well. But
Well, I know George said Puig, and that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
we'll see what happens.
he did.
Speaking
I mean,
of George.
he wasn't
And
the most
here
valuable
he is, the
player
man of the
in
hour.
NLCS, but he did
George
very
is
well.
here.
Puig?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, well,
I think it's going to be Curtis Granderson. Just kidding. He's not on the
he's
roster.
not on the roster. But
He was one of the only 2 Dodgers that ever been in a World Series, and he tweeted about it. This was going to be
Who's the other one?
Utley.
Chase Utley.
Oh, yeah.
who's
He
also
won
in the
it.
starting lineup
He
tonight.
tweeted this is going to be his 3rd World Series and 3rd time's a charm and everything, and then the next day he found out he wasn't on the roster.
They put Barnes
You
in,
know-
which is a way better pick.
Listen. Barnes was already there.
It's
Oh,
because
yeah?
it's because of
Barnes-
Seager.
Yes,
It's 'cause
Oh,
because
Seager
of
came
Seager.
back.
Barnes is the future catcher for the Dodgers. Yasmani Grandal
I don't
was.
know. I mean,
I
he's good.
don't like Yasmani
Why?
Grandal. He was great for offensive production and he was great at throwing runners out. But this season was a real decline for him. Austin Barnes came up in a huge spot.
I don't think it was a decline for him,
I
especially
think it was
offensively.
An increase. Offensively, he's killing it. He's probably one of the best offensive catchers in the league.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's like a lock to get you like 15
He's
to
a-
20 home runs every year.
That's all I see out of him. Though.
That's good. That's
good,
above
but
average for
I
most
love
catchers.
how Austin Barnes plays. Austin Barnes can hit the ball in the. For me, I'm not so much of the home run guy. I know what they could do, but I like when Austin Barnes gets the job done. He hits the ball in the gap. He has speed. He also has versatility. He could play second
infield,
base.
yeah.
He could play second base for you as well.
when that
Kyle
happens,
Kyle Farmer too. The catcher they called up and he first hit
Yeah.
walk off. He
Walk-off,
could play the outfield. That's really good versatility.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying.
When
mean,
you have
I
catchers
like
like
Austin
that,
Barnes,
they usually
but-
end up not playing catcher. Remember Pablo Sandoval is like that. Joe Mauer plays first base exclusively now.
Well, and Buster Posey. Well, Buster Posey has a reason to play first base because of that gruesome leg injury 5 or so years ago. But I think Austin Barnes is the future catcher of the Dodgers.
I think he might leave.
You think so?
Yeah,
When?
like if he can get paid somewhere,
We'll see.
I think he would leave.
Touching back on Justin Turner, guys, most of us said he was going to be the MVP. Tie game 1-1. Justin Turner does his thing. Fastball up and then he'll go to left field with it. Let's take a listen to that.
High fly ball into left. Off the bat of Turner. At the wall. It's gone.
Yes, I know what I'm doing.
Turner makes it 3-1 Dodgers in game 1.
Why you got to be so rude?
I don't know. I just don't have the confidence that I have in Richard and you.
I'm offended. I used to work at a radio station,
You
for
did.
gosh sakes. For gosh sakes, man.
Gosh darn it.
Gosh
Okay.
darn it. Today's lineup includes Chris Taylor in center. Corey Seager back in the 2 spot. He had a few hits last time, looked really good. Coming off that back injury, I guess it's okay.
Yeah,
Justin Turner in the 3-hole. Cody Bellinger batting cleanup. Yasiel Puig. Jock Peterson in left. Austin Barnes in center. Chase Utley at second. Rich Hill on the pitcher's mound. We all made quite the face with Jock Peterson. George, welcome onto the panel.
Thank you,
We know
thank you guys.
you're just running a little late because you're anchoring sports later tonight for the
Yeah, I'm ready.
Cougar
I'm ready.
News Show.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm actually really pumped for this Dodgers win, man. Justin Turner
Exactly.
came out the woodwork.
Jock Peterson. I myself have been very critical on Jock Peterson.
I love Jock Peterson the last 2 years. It's just this year, I mean,
he's not what he's been.
Like, he started off really slow, and then he got hot for like a 3 to 4 week period.
No.
Yeah, he had like 9 home runs in like 15 games or something like that.
And then what happened after?
And then he declined after. I agree with you, but I mean, he has, he can produce.
And he hasn't.
But he hasn't this year.
Thank you. Remember when he went to the home run derby? When he was crushing the ball, he had 25 in the first half of the year. Everything went downhill since.
Was that this year?
No,
that was last
year. It was 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
And
no, not everything didn't go
year.
downhill.
Yes.
Because his second year, he had more home runs than his first year.
Look at his numbers, though.
It was overshadowed
overshadowed
by Seager, but I mean,
the home runs went up, yes, but his productivity went down. His batting average went down. Just about everything went down. He had to change his swing twice.
But he
went
always
down
solid
to AAA
defensively. I think he's always solid
I
defensively.
give him a bunch of credit for defense. He's made great defensive plays. I remember top of the head, one that comes top of my head is when he crashed in Milwaukee and injured his collarbone, if you remember that. He's always been a great defender, but I've never liked him at the dish because he strikes out and he's a baby.
What do you mean he's a baby?
All MLB,
like when he
all
strikes
MLB
out, he gets
players
mad.
throw their helmet, but he consistently does it. It's like, pick that up, work on it. I know you're working on it. The Dodgers have one of the best coaches, best coaches anywhere, all around. To Dave Roberts, who's a great players coach. To Bob Guerin, who's also a great players coach, bench manager for the Dodgers. Rick Honeycutt, arguably the best pitching coach in baseball.
I still don't think they should just give up on him. I mean, because similar things were said about Yasiel Puig going into like his third year. There was character flaws. His production was going way down.
I don't think
everybody was saying trade Puig, get another pitcher at that time, get rid of Puig. Oh, he's a problem.
I was hearing about the character flaws around that time.
All that stuff.
Well, Puig was actually having like off the field character issues. Jock Peterson.
I understand that, but I'm saying like it reflected to him at one point even being put back down to AAA.
Yeah, but Jock Peterson is not like having.
I understand. That's what I'm saying. It's nowhere near as severe. Like throwing your helmet because you're mad that you struck out. That's nowhere near as severe as things going on Puig. But at the you don't think the Dodgers would have regretted it if they would have traded him now, seeing what he's done?
I think they would.
I don't think that they should just move on from Jock Peterson. That's what I'm saying. I agree he shouldn't be starting right now. I understand that. I'm not trying to argue that. But I'm saying he is still a player that has a lot of capability that I don't think they should just move on from.
Who would normally be in left?
Kike. But
normally? Starting every day?
As of lately, it's been Kike because they've been facing left-handers. Kike also got a home run versus a righty in Chicago. Kike does not do well against righty. He does very well against lefties. You can make a case for Andre Ethier to be in left field, but I don't think really.
I guess Chris Taylor most of the time.
Well, Andrew Tolles.
It was Andrew Tolles, and also like before they traded for Granderson, it was Chris Taylor, then Peterson and Puig in the outfield. Usually. Usually.
Or Bellinger in left or right.
Or Bellinger when
they had
Adrian
Gonzalez.
Is Adrian Gonzalez still hurt?
Yeah, I think the Dodgers are going to give. I think the Dodgers are going to give Adrian Gonzalez that early retirement package. But
I think he'll still play, but it's not in LA.
Yeah. But I saw that he does. He said that he still wants to be an everyday player.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. I mean, if he's on the Dodgers, he's not.
And I saw an article to that saying if Adrian on Bleacher of all places, Bleacher Report. I thought this was the dumbest article I've ever seen. Just part of it. If Adrian Gonzalez comes back, he'll be the everyday first baseman. You could put Bellinger in left and right, Taylor in the outfield as well. Where do you get off with that? Cody Bellinger is the absolute future first baseman for the Dodgers.
The best thing for Adrian Gonzalez would be to go to the AL as a DH.
Play like a Carlos Beltran role. Exactly.
Yeah, I could see that. But how about that pitching matchup tonight, though?
Justin Verlander and Rich Hill. Justin Verlander has really gone the distance for Houston. He had a complete game against the Yankees. He pitched really well in his last start.
ALCS MVP.
Rich Hill has been
not that good.
He's been well.
He did good in his last start.
Not complete game.
No. I don't think any pitcher's done as well as Justin Verlander has. But
for Rich Hill, I think the key to the game for Rich Hill is that he's got to locate that curveball.
Yeah,
and he's got to keep hitters off balance. If we can get 5 or 6 innings out of Rich Hill, that'd be amazing.
The best thing that Rich Hill can do is keep the ball on the ground. Don't let them get hits, obviously. Yeah. But the way to get the Astros out is to make them ground out, because you never know what's going to happen if they hit a gapper or something.
Yeah, you got a lot of power in that Astros lineup, and the whole lineup, rather.
And like you said, if they get 6 innings out of him, that's more than enough, I think.
I believe it was on ESPN. They showed a stat saying that runs scored of all the teams all time, that in the top 10% is this Astro team, but then in the top 10% of run prevention is this Dodger team, which is really interesting. I actually really do think that Houston got it tonight with Verlander, but that's my opinion.
I think they'll get the win too, but
they should. I don't know if they will.
Yeah, that's true because the Dodgers they kind of look,
especially at home, and the Dodgers when Justin Turner just can win the game whenever he wants.
Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like Justin Verlander is going to come out to a hot start and just shut it down for him. But
yeah, that's what I'm guessing.
I still got hope for LA though.
I still am going with LA just because I feel like they're deeper. Yeah, I mean, especially like with you, Darvish.
Like Rich Hill's probably their worst pitcher.
Well, I mean, Alex Wood has struggled
I think
lately.
Alex Wood will figure it out. I could
feel
be
like it's hard
wrong
for him though, just because like in the postseason and towards the end of the regular season, he didn't get a lot of starts.
Yeah,
but
so the way I look at it is the pitching matchups. Mm-hmm. This is the only one the Astros have favored.
That's how I was
like Morton versus Darvish, right? I think Darvish
would actually be McCullers. I want to say versus Darvish.
I thought Morton was third.
We could check it out right now.
I'll check that for you.
Anyway, McCullers or Morton still.
No, it's McCullers 3, Morton 4.
Either way, Yu Darvish is better.
Yeah, Yu Darvish is a lot better than Lance McCullers. Lance McCullers has been in the rotation and in the bullpen, so he's kind of looking for that identity. For the Astros, they're 0-5 in franchise history in World Series games. You remember back in 2005, they were swept by the Chicago White Sox, managed by Ozzie Guillen. Justin Verlander is looking to stop that, dating back to the 2012 American League Division Series, which is Verlander's last 11 postseason starts. His ERA is 1.61.
It's really low.
Justin Verlander is arguably one of the best postseason pitchers.
Hasn't been there in a while, though. And the reason for that is partially his fault when he was on the Tigers. His past 2 or 3 years, he's not been the same guy that you said with the 1.6 ERA in the postseason.
But he has this.
He struggled in the regular season, which is why the Tigers' offense is also a completely other problem.
The Tigers as a whole were a complete disaster.
Yeah.
This should be a very interesting game. Another stat by ESPN Stats and Info: most strikeouts in MLB postseason history. Justin Verlander ranks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 in postseason history with 136 strikeouts. He is about 7 behind Tom Glavine and 9 away behind legendary Yankees and Orioles pitcher Mike Mussina.
I saw that it was comparing them to this postseason, Rich Hill and Justin Verlander, and Rich Hill's pitched 24 innings or something. Rich Hill was 9.
Yeah.
Well, Rich Hill's only postseason action came last season.
Yeah. No. This current postseason, he's only pitched 9 innings.
Well, yeah, because Rich Hill has barely been able to get out of the 4th and the 5th inning.
Yeah.
He's just been backed up by the Dodgers' offense and defense.
Yeah.
Which is
great.
As
has every Dodgers pitcher.
Exactly. As every Dodger pitcher.
True.
This should be an interesting game tonight. My heart says Dodgers, but my mind really says Houston because Justin Verlander is Justin Verlander, and he's probably one of the most dominant.
This is why they got him for this game right here. Yeah.
Exactly. But if the Dodgers go up 2-0 in Houston, I think
it's over.
No. The Astros are undefeated at home.
I don't think they win Game 3. I think maybe they can get Game 4, but, to me, when you fall on 2-0, it's...
Yeah, look what the Yankees did.
What is Darvish's numbers versus
win the
Houston?
Series.
That's what I'm about to look up.
Good.
That's what I'm going to look
Houston,
up right now.
For Texas forever.
That's what I'm going to look up right now. But Darvish versus let's see. Darvish versus the Astros. Here's some notable players batting average against Darvish. Jose Altuve, the perennial MVP, batting a .219 against Darvish. 32 at bats, 7 hits. Carlos Beltran, 200.
They were teammates for a while.
Yeah, George Springer, he's batting a .333. He and AJ Reed are the only ones who are batting above 300 against Darvish. So Darvish, this is why you got him if you're the Dodgers.
Yeah, same thing as Verlander, pretty much.
That's why you have him.
Darvish does pitch, or at least since he's been in LA, he pitches way better on the road than he does at home.
True. His last game versus San Diego, I'd say he went really well, 7 innings. That was at home. But on the road in the postseason, he's 2-0. 2-0. I went to his first game as a Dodger, and it was his birthday, and that was his coming out music. It was Soulja Boy.
Swear.
Wait. His first game was away.
I meant his first home Dodger game. His first home Dodger game was his birthday.
He said, "You."
That's funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. And then you have Alex Wood going game 4. Alex Wood, he's only had one game in this postseason, and
he got rocked.
He gave up 3 so far for the Dodgers.
He gave up 3 home runs, but those were the only 3 hits the Cubs got.
Lost the game.
I know he lost the game.
Okay, Taylor.
But if you're looking at it from my standpoint, I think that's not the best, but it's well.
It's good.
It's good.
Giving up 3 hits is fine, but when it's 3 home runs.
When it's 3 home runs, it's a different story.
All right, we've been talking about baseball for a long time.
True.
Let's move on to some college football. There's some key games going on this week, most notably Penn State versus Ohio State. There's a lot of implications on the line, especially for the college football playoff. If you're Ohio State.
As Zach would say, it's the game of the week.
It is. But we don't care Wednesday, so you know what? We don't care if it's the game of the week.
I absolutely care.
I want
I'm
Penn State
going to watch the
game.
I'm not going to watch it at all. I have other stuff that I want to do. So
really?
Yeah.
You're
what, Tanner?
You're just a liar. You like to sleep?
Yeah, maybe play a little Pokemon Go.
Tanner, do you have a life now, Tanner?
Oh.
Are you playing Pokemon Go right now?
I mean, I try to have a life, but I think I'm allergic to the outside. You know, as I get unhappy whenever I'm outside, and when I'm at home in my bed, I feel happy.
Anyway,
so.
I know. Well, I'm gonna watch the game Saturday.
Same.
I hope
Zach,
so.
I know you're gonna watch it, right? Or
I have work, but I'll still watch it.
He'll still watch. We'll figure it out. We gotta figure out how to stream the game at night.
At night? Well, I mean, there's always highlights, but there's always that. Ohio State is heavily favored to win this one, 71% over Penn State.
You want to know why? It's because it's impossible to win in Ohio State.
I don't know. This Penn State team, I think
Baker
could do it,
huh?
Except for
Baker, my boy Baker.
Except for Baker
that
Mayfield.
Bull Baker right there is a ball player.
He's a ball player.
He's a Baker.
Anyway,
Trace McSorley on the year, 147, 220 yards. Said that wrong. What? 147 for 220. He has 1,879 yards, 14 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. His counterpart, J.T. Barrett, has 1,838 yards. Guys, this is probably the most interesting stat I've seen all day. 21 touchdowns to 1 interception.
Wow.
He's not in the Heisman talk.
And he's not in the Heisman talk.
That's a great ratio.
He's been playing against like Northwestern and stuff.
This is his test.
Do you think if he goes out there and he plays really well?
If he gets like 4 touchdowns against this team, probably.
If 4 touchdowns,
he'll be in the conversation.
4 touchdowns,
but
250
Saquon
yards.
Barkley is still
playing.
I agree with you, but I'm just saying in the talk. You know,
he shouldn't make. I don't know if he could be in the talk, but I mean, dude, 21.
He'll get some votes.
I mean, he was in the talk.
When he'll be in the talk.
When Braxton Miller went down and JT.
Did you see
he was in the talk that
they interviewed James Franklin, the coach of Penn State, and they were like, "Oh yeah, JT Stroud's. I mean, not wow. I wish JT Stroud played for Ohio State.
That'd be nice.
JT Barrett. He's been playing there for 16, 17 years because every Ohio State quarterback plays the same way he does with Braxton Miller and Cardale Jones.
That's true.
Cardale Jones. Ooh.
I forgot about him actually.
Who's the other guy I'm thinking of?
Okay, I know it's Braxton Miller.
Oh, Terrell
Pryor. Troy Smith 10 years ago. Remember Troy Smith?
Hey, Braxton and then Pryor actually went from quarterback to wide receiver in the NFL.
Yeah. So did Braxton Miller.
Terrell Pryor still tried to play quarterback in the NFL for a little while. And then
Terrell Pryor actually is a really good wide receiver.
Yeah.
That's where
Well,
Braxton Miller's not playing that bad.
He's taken a step or two backwards this year. But
it's because in Cleveland they were like, please, Terrell Pryor, please catch the ball. Please do something to make this team have a chance.
But he did.
And he did.
Yeah.
He owned for my fantasy team that year.
Yeah.
He owned.
But yeah.
Owned.
It should be an interesting game, guys.
It's going to be a good game.
The defense. This is a real defensive type of game, in my opinion. Penn State has only allowed, on an average, 9.6 points per game, while Ohio State has only given up, on average, 15.4. Total yards, Ohio State has 577, while Penn State has 463. Yards allowed, Penn State has 282, while Ohio State has 305 allowed yards.
Does it give you Ohio State how much they allowed rushing?
The rush yards allowed for Ohio State is 109.6.
That's going to
so
be like
basically
209.
110.
The thing, though, is like
Barkley.
Saquon Barkley doesn't even get a lot of rushing yards.
Yeah, he
He
doesn't.
receives
He
the ball
receives it.
for like 70
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
I was watching the Rose Bowl from last night for like 3 a.m. because I couldn't sleep. Saquon Barkley.
That was a great Rose. Was it? It's
it
like
was-
watching a movie, huh?
It really
it's
was.
like watching a movie. Yeah.
He had a receiving touchdown and a couple big runs that game.
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley's like the quintessential guy, like their prototypical
The best
NFL running back right now.
Best college recruit since Reggie Bush.
Yeah, but we all know how Reggie Bush turned out. Last year, I think it was last year, he was the first running back to finish the season with -9 rushing yards.
I did see that. He's on the Bills.
He was on the
right?
Bills.
Jeez, man. Where is he now? He works for.
He's
Pac-12
retired.
Network or
Yeah,
something?
he doesn't play in the NFL anymore.
He's gone.
That's weird, dude.
He gone.
Are we getting
He gone.
Remember how good that draft class was supposed to be?
Matt Leinart, Vince Young,
Matt
Jinx.
Liner, dude.
Yeah,
Okay,
Jinx.
Matt. It wasn't Matt Leinert's fault that he wasn't good.
Vince Young had some type of hope, but then it kind of like started.
He won
slowly
Rookie of the Year.
drifted, Yeah.
Yeah, and he
Went to the
he went
playoffs.
like 2
Lost to
Pro
the
Bowls.
Chargers.
Oh well, there's a.
I remember when Mark Sanchez came out the gate, took the Jets to the playoffs. I'm like, man, this
AFC
guy's legit.
Championship.
Yeah, AFC Championship and everything.
the only team to beat the Patriots.
Oh,
in
yeah.
the division.
And they did it on the road, I believe.
Well, wasn't that
Or
the year
like,
Matt
right?
Castle was a quarterback?
Hey, they did
well,
it.
well, they did it 2 years in a row.
Oh,
Hey, yeah, they did. Didn't Mark Sanchez beat the Patriots at home? Like
Probably.
I think
He beat him in the playoffs.
that Jets
I
team
know,
was
no,
really
it
good though.
Yeah,
That whole Jets team.
that's
was
when the
really
Jets
good.
D was
Yeah.
nasty with
Rex
Rex Ryan
Ryan.
behind it.
Rex Ryan, poor guy.
He commentates now. He's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I've never disliked him. I mean, it's
People
just-
for some
I
reason,
forgot to
people.
see
I
Zach.
guess it's
Who
'cause
does
they hate
who
him.
does USC face next?
they go to Arizona
Arizona,
State.
right?
Arizona State.
And Arizona State has.
Oh, that's
always-
such a big trap.
They've been
game
on
for
a
them.
tear
Yeah, they've been
in
on a
the
tear.
Pac-12
and they
recently.
always Arizona and Arizona State always play well against.
Wasn't it?
the
I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. They had the Hail Mary at the end of the game.
Yeah. I was gonna say Sam Darnold plays so like he's a little bit too inconsistent. I just don't trust USC on the road on this one.
I think they'll win just because
don't.
I think they got smashed so bad last week that I think they'll win.
to win it.
But at the same time, I don't think they win because of Sam Darnold.
Arizona
I think they
State-
win
he's
because
not
of Ronald
consistent
Jones.
enough for
Arizona
me, dude.
State.
He's
I
not
don't remember the
consistent.
score of the game, but
And if you watch some of the earlier season highlights when USC was still undefeated, like some of the touchdown catches and stuff by Deontay Burnett and
yeah, they're
Stephen Mitchell,
they're
like,
not that great of throws.
Yeah, they're not. They're ducks that
The,
they just make good plays on.
Arizona State held Jake Browning and the Washington offense to only 1 touchdown, and that offense is better than USC's offense.
USC is
On the road,
a
I don't trust them.
heavy favorite to actually win this game. They have,
Well,
on
they're going
ESPN's
to be.
Football Power Index, they have a 60% chance to win.
They're supposed to win, but
They won't.
it's a good
calling it
chance.
right
So
now.
we're saying they
It's
won't.
gonna be
I'm gonna say they do win.
17-10 ASU.
Okay.
I'm gonna go more like a 30-24 ASU.
I'm gonna go like 28-21 USC.
I'll go with.
Oh, and Sam Darnold's gonna throw 3 picks.
No, he's not. He's gonna lose 2
I would
fumbles.
say 2. I'm gonna play safe. I'd see him throwing 2.
He's gonna throw an interception and lose 2 fumbles.
I
Okay.
say 17-13. I see Sam Darnold two touchdowns, 1 pick, 1
Okay.
fumble.
At least 1 fumble.
You said it's We Don't Care Wednesday.
I don't care about you, Sam Darnold.
We talk
You broke
about,
my
or
heart.
I talk about the NFL.com quarterback index,
Yeah.
which ranks quarterbacks. Sam Darnold's been number 1, I think, a few times, and I've disagreed with it. Right now, it's Lamar Jackson, and I hugely disagree with it.
We don't care.
We don't care.
So looking at this quarterback index thing, right now, if you're the 49ers or the Giants or whatever team is going to take a quarterback
Whatever
first,
the hell you are.
which quarterback are you taking first right now?
Quarterback am I taking first
Yeah.
right now?
Josh Rosen.
Josh Rosen.
Baker Mayfield.
I don't see it. I
Rosen.
can see
For
the
NFL
possibility.
Rosen.
That's what I was in. I could see the
NFL
possibility
Rosen.
why you. I mean, he's been a better quarterback in college than Rosen has, but just the way that they recruit, it's not. I mean, look at Jared Goff.
Yeah, look
You
at
know,
Carson Wentz.
Exactly.
But
I'm
Carson
saying-
Wentz is a front-runner for MVP
But I'm
right
saying
now.
like
You don't have to go to a D1
was-
school
he was
or a big name
assumed
one.
to be number 2, even though he didn't play for a good school.
Exactly, but
Baker Mayfield's good. What I'm trying to say is Baker Mayfield, he plays on a great team and he does a great job. But
what I'm trying to say
necessarily reflect on how scouts will look at his
the Rams
potential.
picked Goff first because he was more NFL ready and NFL prototypical, like you're saying Josh Rosen is, and Baker Mayfield is more like the Carson Wentz.
But I don't think Baker Mayfield is going to be looked at as a top 2 pick. You don't even think he's the second quarterback taken? I think he should be. I really like him. I'm just saying I don't see scouts viewing him that way.
Who do you think scouts will view as the second pick?
If he's there, Darnold. Honestly, I don't think he should. I'm not saying that I want Darnold. I'm saying I get exactly look at all the hype that they have around them.
I'm saying
that's not going to go away.
I get what you're saying, bro. The way they look at it and they recruit it, they're going to go down. Honestly, this might go on a limb, but I really like Falk from Washington State.
I do too.
Yeah.
I like Browning a lot too.
If I'm an NFL scout, I might even look at Falk more than Darnold just because of that turnover ratio has been huge. And those little moments matter when these guys step in NFL because Carson Wentz was that guy, didn't turn over the ball a lot, but no one really gave him the big hype because he's from North Dakota State, and now he's balling.
This is obviously way too early to be talking about this because the bowl games haven't even happened yet.
Exactly.
Combine hasn't happened. Huh? Okay, thanks. Anyway, yeah. UCLA plays Washington. They'll probably lose.
Yeah, Washington will win.
Oh, yeah. UCLA.
Yeah, because UCLA actually has to stop them from scoring, and I don't really think they know that yet.
So. They beat Oregon.
I pulled up the...
They did beat Oregon.
Ooh.
I
pulled up the...
doesn't mean that much.
The 2018 NFL mock draft, and I kind of want to tell you guys the top...
Well, who was the first pick?
Supposedly the Browns.
That's not going to happen. Browns have won a game, right?
No, they still haven't won a game.
Really and so are the 49ers are winless.
I want the Browns to win a game.
So far, it says Lamar Jackson is the number 1 pick to the Browns. The pick change was Sam Darnold last week. At number 2, it's the Niners with Saquon Barkley.
I could see that one.
They have Carlos Hyde.
They need a QB, though.
Yeah, get rid of Carlos Hyde.
They need a quarterback.
I would not pick Saquon Barkley.
Number 3 is the Giants with Josh Rosen.
That's
a smart pick.
Okay.
That looks
I don't
like
see them getting rid of Eli.
No, but
that doesn't mean they're getting rid of Eli.
Eli Manning turns 37 in January.
Exactly, bro.
And with his age, there's decline.
He's been in decline his whole career.
Okay, I'm just saying he's not like a
Taylor
Tom Brady.
hates Eli Manning because he didn't want to play for the Chargers.
At number 4, the Indianapolis Colts have Arden Key, the outside linebacker defensive end from LSU.
Oh, yeah, I see that one.
LSU's defense is pretty good.
Yeah, number 5, the Cincinnati Bengals supposedly would choose Minkah Fitzpatrick, cornerback from Alabama.
Is this the full 32 teams?
This is the first 16, if you'd like to know.
Let's just do
interesting.
The first 5.
Which quarterbacks are taken? Just tell me those.
It's just not NFL.
Because quarterbacks are fun to talk about.
I only have those 2.
Just those 2?
Just those 2.
Rosen and Jackson?
We'll say
Jackson, you still got to have up there. It's not like Jackson hasn't played.
He's not a good quarterback. He's a good football player.
That's what people did say about Cam Newton.
But that's
people
the same
said that
thing
about Johnny Manziel.
But that's the same. No.
Well, I said Johnny Manziel would be a bust. I said that from
look at
you,
one. Oracle of football.
I was just saying because he was in a lot of mock drafts. People had him going to the Bucs, and I was like, God, no, please, no, please, no, please, no. And then they got Mike Evans.
I mean, we could kind of compare the Lamar Jackson, not too much, because to the kind of Deshaun Watson's game a little bit.
Lamar Jackson runs a lot more.
Way better passer.
Yeah.
Not even
Lamar Jackson.
But I don't even think the running really hurts Jackson's
if you look at the way Jackson throws
I feel like
the
now
ball,
the NFL kind of wants you to have some speed now.
They do, but at the same time, the ones who look to
like
run
Watson
first
right
are the
now
ones who
has
don't
a
make
great
it.
combination of both.
He's more like Russell Wilson to me.
I like him.
He runs around to throw the ball, not to run the ball.
Yeah, the
Jackson
people that
runs around to
run. People that look to run first are the ones to me who don't really last.
RG3.
Yeah, they never. Really
Johnny Manziel.
Well, Johnny Manziel had to run first because he played for the Browns.
I found this is a more legit mock draft.
Was that one from NFL.com?
No, that was from just something else. This is from Bleacher Report.
Okay.
The Cleveland Browns. There's 3 quarterbacks in the first round. According to them.
This is the full first round.
This is the full first round. Cleveland Browns select Josh Rosen number 1.
I could see that. That's literally that's realistic.
Lamar Jackson, the second quarterback taken by the Arizona Cardinals.
Ooh,
that's definitely
I like
realistic.
that though.
That's a very interesting pick.
Third quarterback Sam Darnold to the LA Chargers.
I would
Darnold
like that.
is the third quarterback chosen, but this is a very interesting choice.
Hold on, let me guess. The Steelers.
No.
Oh.
No, that's
The Giants.
No.
Jets.
No.
Colts.
Washington Redskins.
Oh,
What?
man.
That means they're getting rid of Kurt.
They hate Kirk Cousins.
For real.
They actually hate
They
him.
actually don't.
So if
So that means Kirk Cousins to the Niners.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins is going to go to the 49ers. That's
Or
going to
what if he
happen.
goes to the Chargers?
That won't happen.
That one happened.
So-
yeah. Phillip Rivers
he
got
would-
like another
he-
The
2
Chargers
years.
don't like to spend money on anything.
That's
with
true.
with all this
They're gonna
being
write out
said,
Rivers.
with all this being said, and
Rivers
they
is 45. I think next year, this is the year he could take us.
us also notable picks: Saquon Barkley supposedly to the Niners, and I saw Bryce Love to the Buffalo Bills.
Ooh.
That'd be interesting.
That's weird. It's LaShawn McCoy.
Sean McCoy.
Oh, yeah. Whoa.
Wow. I would really think the Jets would get
I
one of those
think-
QBs.
The Colts should get either Barkley or Love.
So
Colts or
if
Petty.
Kirk Cousins is gone,
Petty.
is
Sorry,
in
Petty.
step Sam Darnold?
I mean,
No.
in
That's
steps
weird.
someone,
That's
but,
just
like,
clickbait, honestly.
I don't see that
But
happening.
hey, I keep reading that like the possibilities of Cousins really not being a Redskin is highly. I'm like,
okay,
I think he's a great quarterback. I think he should.
Yeah, I think so too. But if he leaves, he's going to San Francisco. Then I think the Redskins should trade for Andrew Luck
That's not.
That's a
bad.
smart idea.
or Jacoby
Yeah,
Brissett,
that's
whichever
not
one they want to get rid of.
Or they could just smarten up and say, pay the man.
Exactly.
I mean, they're paying him a lot. Do you know how much a franchise tag for
Yeah,
a
they're
quarterback
paying like
costs?
22,
Yeah.
22
yeah.
mil right now.
Just pay the man.
Pay the
But-
man.
Pay that man.
Before we get into our NFL picks, let's dive into the spread. I know this is Richard's segment, but we're doing this in Richard's memory, even though he had to go to work.
What do you mean work? You had to go watch Shrek 2.
That's work.
Yeah, okay.
Work.
What a job, jeez.
In Rich's memory.
In 2009, the New York Yankees beat the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim 4-2.
Oh,
So
The ALCS, right?
that was yeah. That-
Definitely wasn't the World Series.
Did I say that?
You just said they beat them.
Oh, well, definitely wasn't the World Series, obviously. Then that would lead to their 27th World Series title.
Yeah.
And in 1990, Evander Holyfield KOs Buster Douglas in 3 for heavyweight boxing title.
In 3? Man.
that was
That's one of those ones you pay lots of money to go see, and it's like, oh.
I watched the whole documentary on that. That's
Yeah.
nice.
Buster Douglas, his mom passed away like
Yeah.
a couple of days before the fight.
Read about that.
And it was like he was so emotional before he went into that fight, and he just
That
won.
sucks.
In 1978, the movie Halloween, directed by John Carpenter, starring Donald Pleasence and Jamie Lee Curtis, who made her film debut, was released. That's a pretty
That was
scary.
1978?
That was a scary
Damn,
movie.
that was almost 40 years ago.
40.
That movie gets me scared.
Oh my Lanta,
Scary movies.
Happy birthday to Katy Perry.
Hey.
California
Notable
girls.
songs: California Girls, I Kissed a Girl,
She Kissed the Girl.
Waking Up in Vegas,
That's a notable song.
Roar.
Roar,
What about Alien or E.T., whatever it's called?
E.T.
Dark Horse with Juicy J.
Firework.
Firework, yeah,
Do you
Firework.
ever feel like a plastic bag?
Just drifting through the wind.
Wanting
Yeah,
to start again.
she was born in 1984, and also happy birthday to Pablo Picasso, born in 1881. Picasso, one of the greatest and most influential artists of the 20th century, born in Malaga, Spain. Let's move on to some NFL picks, guys. It's going to be week 7?
Are you writing it down or am I?
I'll write it down
Okay.
for you.
Week 8.
Did we haven't updated our week 7, but I know I have all the picks.
Yeah, it's
here.
week 8.
I did not do well last week.
I
I
did
thought
not.
I did well, but I didn't remember all my picks accurately. But if I remembered them the way that I thought I did, then I think I did pretty good.
So let me just get this going down. Write this all down for us. George, put your name in there. And Taylor.
Make sure you put Richard picking the 49ers.
Richard picks
Who do they
the
play
Niners.
even? Let me look at the schedule.
All right. I got it right here. The Niners play the Eagles, so that's a loss.
I'm going to go with the Niners. Just kidding.
All right, so Thursday night, guys, Miami and Baltimore.
Well, now that Jay Cutler's not starting, I'm going to go with Miami.
Did you say Thursday night, right?
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow.
I'm going to listen to Jarvis
tomorrow.
Landry and stop doubting the Dolphins.
Every time, I mean, the Dolphins have won games a lot of the time they should not have won.
They're 4-2.
Yeah.
I didn't see that come. I'm going to go with the
And
Dolphins.
they went to the playoffs last year, guys,
True. With Matt
with
Moore.
Matt Moore. Well, it was
CLC
actually Ryan
alum.
Tannehill, but
CLC.
Barely.
he didn't graduate.
Ravens
so
are
he's not
just
an
that
alum.
weird team
Okay,
right now.
former CLC student.
There you go.
You know what? I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna jump on the Dolphins wave because they just got that momentum. And I saw that interview too. So
Juice.
and you know the Ravens. Every time I pick them, they can't win, and they just very unimpressive.
I feel that
on
way about the
offense.
Dolphins, though. Every time I pick them, they
Yeah.
just don't show up.
Who are you going to pick?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, this was one of those games. Like I don't even know what Ravens team or what Dolphins team is going to show up.
Yeah.
It's a flip a coin on this bread and butter clean.
Well, we all accidentally picked the Dolphins because Jay Cutler got
hurt.
Next game is the Vikings and the Browns. That game is in London. Is it in London?
That game could be on the moon. We already know who's going to win.
Game.
Vikings and Browns.
Is Sam Bradford going to play? Is Teddy Bridgewater going to play?
It doesn't even matter.
I don't think Bridgewater.
It probably doesn't.
I'm going to go with Minnesota. Regardless.
It doesn't matter because Minnesota's defense is actually very solid.
True.
They're holding it down. So.
And Deshaun Kaiser's starting, and he'll get
Browns can't beat anyone.
He'll get him down to about a 21.
How about Browns versus CLC football team? Who do you guys got?
The Browns.
I probably got CLC football team by a field goal.
Andrew Friedel's better than Deshaun Kaiser.
It's a legit conversation to have. Because people always say, like last year, like, oh, Ohio State could beat the Browns. And it's like, you realize there's only like 10 people from Ohio State, which is a lot for a college football team that are going to go to the NFL. And the Browns have 50 NFL players.
Yeah.
So
it's not the same.
Next game.
I joke.
Next game. This one's at Foxborough. The Chargers travel to New England. The Chargers have won, what?
Three
in a row. 3 in a row.
They get past New England?
No.
I couldn't agree more.
Patriots.
Pads.
Watch it happen. Watch.
I know. Chargers are weird like that. With those just bust out of.
I'm picking New England, but
I'm picking
I
New
tell
England
you
too.
every week.
Remember when you picked the Bucs?
The Chargers' opponents play down to the Chargers.
Yeah,
and the Chargers play up to their opponents.
Yeah, they always do that.
It's going to be a close game. We're going to lose in the last 45 seconds.
You give Tom Brady too much time.
Yeah, yeah.
Bears and Saints.
Saints.
Drew
Brees is on fire.
Saints.
Drew Brees is hotter than it is outside right now.
One of us has to pick a different
The Saints
team.
might win the NFC South.
They will.
Yeah, they will. Ever since I picked the Saints against the Lions, I just feel good picking them. So I like the Saints again.
Okay,
this is a game the Bears could win, though, because the Bears just... Trubisky throws 7 passes for 80 yards, and they win the game.
Same with
their defense was on fire last week, so that's also something to talk about.
Who's home again?
The Saints, I think.
Saints.
Yeah.
Saints?
Saints.
Yeah, I'm definitely got Saints then.
Carolina and Tampa Bay.
Carolina. Their secondary is so bad on Tampa Bay.
Okay. I'm going Carolina.
Sorry,
I'm going to go Tampa Bay.
And I like the Bucs this year.
Thank you for
Tanner,
choosing a different
but they've
team.
been very inconsistent for my liking.
Mike Evans will have a big game.
Panthers is also inconsistent.
Wait,
okay.
Is Jameis Winston still hurt?
Okay. Real quick, though. The Buccaneers, if they win that game, for sure. They had all the momentum in the world, and he fumbles the ball at like the 20-yard line.
What game are we talking about?
But they played the Bills last week. They were down 21.
Yeah.
They came back and they tied the game. They had all the momentum. They had the ball to go on a game-winning drive with 2 minutes left. And the first play, Adam Humphries fumbles the ball. They win that game for sure. But, I mean, it's the Bucs. The Bucs going Bucs. So I'm still going to pick Tampa.
Is Fitzpatrick playing?
No, Winston is.
Winston's back?
Bucs gone.
He
home,
threw for almost 400 yards last week.
Number 1
Bucs
pick?
are home, right, Zach?
Yes.
Bucs are home?
Yeah.
I got Panthers.
Colts and Bengals. Cincinnati's the home team.
Cincinnati.
No, you know what?
Bengals.
Nah, I don't trust
I'm picking the Colts. They got shut out last week. They're not going to let that happen.
Do you really think they're going to win, Taylor? Or are you just picking them to be different?
I think they have a chance.
Go with your true
The
opinion.
Bengals have been really bad. I really
Bengals
want
are
the
bad,
Colts
yeah.
to
I
win.
would have
is
assumed
why
that the
I'm
Colts
picking them.
would be like one of the worst teams, but they have, what, 2 wins? Two wins?
They have 0. Oh, wait.
No,
Wait,
the
not
Colts
0.
have at least 2. Because
I know they beat
the
the Niners.
They beat the Niners.
They beat the
I think
And they
that's
beat the
only
Browns,
one.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
They've been the 2 worst teams, so
They beat
that
the
makes
Browns,
them the
yeah.
third
I honestly
worst
would
team.
have thought they'd lost both those games, and they didn't. So.
Next game, we have the Raiders and the Bills. The Raiders coming off that last-second win versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Buffalo's always been pretty done well against tough teams.
I'm still mad at the Bills, so I'm going to pick the Raiders.
Why are you mad? Oh, you're mad because of the Tampa Bay thing?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Raiders. Plus,
What
the
about you,
Raiders,
Tim?
the Raiders just
Buffalo.
beat Kansas
It's in
City.
Buffalo.
The Raiders just
The
beat
Raiders also just lost to San Diego. L.A.
But they beat the Chiefs after. I think they're coming off.
San Diego just beat Denver.
L.A.
Yeah, Denver doesn't really have it. They just go out there with 10 players. They don't bother putting a quarterback out there.
I'm gonna pick the Raiders, but I definitely to me I see it as a very very close game because Bills actually play very well.
Bills
at
like
home.
to show up. In
Bills
these kind
show
of
up,
games.
dude. They
I'm
Bills
picking
show
the
up.
Bills.
Yeah. What about you, Zach?
I'm going with Oakland. Next, we have the Niners and the Eagles. Can I just say this is a clean sweep?
Yeah, do we even have to talk about
No,
this?
Richard's picking
Richard's
going to
pick the 49ers.
We know Richard's picking the 49ers.
So it's not a clean sweep.
Well, whatever we pick,
It's a
clean sweep, but not today.
Richard doesn't know what he's talking about.
Richard is a Niners fan for life.
Unfortunately.
Do you think he can name who their starting quarterback is right
Can Niners fans?
Joe Montana.
It's C.J. Beathard.
now? I know.
He went to Iowa.
I did not know that.
Falcons and Jets.
That
Falcons
shouldn't
have
be
been-
a good game.
The
but,
Falcons have
I
been
mean,
pretty underperforming.
I'm
The
gonna.
Jets are overperforming.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same freaking thing.
I'm going to go with the Jets.
I'm gonna
The
go
Jets
with the
are at home.
Falcons. I'm gonna go with the Falcons.
Are
I'm gonna
the
go Falcons.
Jets going to bring in fog machines and make them so the Falcons can't score?
I'm gonna pick the Falcons because if the Falcons do win, I don't want to look back and say, "Wow, you really picked the Jets on that one." At least if the Falcons lose, it's like, well, yeah. I mean, I can see why you picked the
Falcons. Their offense is so bad.
I know, but they were so good last year.
What are you guys?
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to go with the Falcons on this one.
Okay.
Pick a number between
Even
1
though
through
I
10.
definitely do like.
Huh?
Pick a number between 1 through 10.
6.
Jets.
Ouch.
Hey, I chose the Jets.
Josh McCown for MVP.
Jets.
Jeets. Next game, Texans and Seahawks.
That's a good one.
Ooh.
The Seahawks are at home.
I'm going Texans. I like Deshaun
Deshaun
Watson too
Watson
much.
is second in the NFL in touchdowns.
He's on fire.
Honestly, he makes football like very entertaining.
That
Watch
bull's
out.
on fire.
I'm going to go with Houston, too. I think Deshaun Watson's going to have a big game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Houston.
I'm just a Deshaun Watson fan now, so
If,
I'm hopping on the wave a little bit.
Me too.
Seattle's defense has been underperforming for how good they are
Yeah.
on paper. They aren't that good on
They're
the field.
not that good on the field.
And Deshaun Watson has been able to pick apart some really good teams.
Good teams. Too,
I mean, they
dude.
did do well against the Rams because the Rams were coming in. Their offense was doing really well, and they played well against them. But
The Rams
for the
have a
most
bye?
part,
They do. Oh.
Yeah,
most
there's
part,
no Rams today.
Yeah, I'm still gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Texans because
What do you got to say, Taylor?
Seattle's really good at home.
Damn, I'm shocked we're all
So you're going to go
doing that.
Seattle?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
The boys in the
Who'd you pick,
skins.
Houston.
okay.
Next we have, the boys into Skins.
Every game from now on is a
This
must
is the
win
game
for
of the week.
Cowboys.
That boy Cousins is a ball player, so I'm gonna go with the Redskins.
This actually might be the best game this week.
I also cannot stand the Cowboys, so I won't even lie. I'm a little bit biased on that, but
Redskins are
I
home.
do think I do think that the
Redskins are home?
like against
Yes.
the Cowboys.
The Redskins
Is
are-
this a Monday night game or something?
No.
No, it's a Sunday. It's a Sunday
Okay.
afternoon.
It's probably
I was
the
about to
game of the
say-
week.
I was about to say another freaking primetime game for the Skins. But all right, this one I'm gonna have to go with the Cowboys, even though I don't really want to. But
I don't know anymore.
after the
The NFC
gonna-
East is weird.
I'm going to go with Dallas.
you know what? Let me change my pick, Zach. I'm going to Skins at home.
All right, I was going to go with Dallas.
The Dallas is on a roll. But they just scored 40 against
I mean,
the
it's
49ers.
the Niners. That's not a roll, but
I mean, 40 against any
It's
NFL
a pickup
team.
game.
I'm picking the Redskins.
I'm the only one who's going with Dallas, so I'll take it.
Maybe if I just mumble it, it'll count as
picking
both.
the Red-
I'm picking the
Yeah,
Red
I-
Boys.
I picked the Cowboys. What are you talking?
the Reds.
the Cowskins.
Sunday night's game, Pittsburgh at Detroit.
Ooh, that's a
Red
great game.
Boys.
Lions. I like the Lions at home.
I would pick the Lions, but for some reason they just can't win a game. And the Steelers are actually looking pretty good now.
I'm picking the rebirth of Chad Johnson and
You know
Juju
that they-
Smith-Schuster.
They just put Martavis Bryant like he was practicing with the scout team. He wasn't practicing with the first and second team offense.
Yeah, he's just waiting to leave.
Juju Smith-Schuster is
he
the
said
best,
he said he's better than Juju Smith-Schuster. Did you see that?
You think
Yeah.
Martavis Bryant's better?
Somebody commented
a
on
now
his
deleted
thing,
Instagram
and then
comment.
they commented in like he was talking about.
I'm saying
himself.
Juju's the best
And then
end zone
they said-
celebrator in the NFL.
I
that hide and
I thought
seek
that
game.
that didn't do anything for me.
The week
hide and
before that,
seek.
he did a Kamehameha.
Yeah, that was cool, but I didn't. The hide and seek to me, it took too long. I was like, "What's
Yeah.
happening
It took
here?"
a little long, but it
I
was
was like,
good.
"What's going on? Are they okay?" Is
I like
the
the
way
dude from
Le'Veon
the, I don't
Bell ran
know
away
who
was
was it.
cute.
It was a guy from the Eagles. He scored into the little Swiss thing. I like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I like that move.
What do you
I'm
say?
gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Steelers.
Okay, I'm going with Steelers
I
as
got
well.
Lions at home.
All right. Matt Stafford
What did
is
you
good.
say?
I said Steelers.
Okay, last game, Monday
Chiefs.
night, Broncos and Chiefs. Both teams have been
Oh, this is
struggling
a good
quite a
game.
bit.
Chiefs.
I'm gonna go with the Chefs just because the Broncos don't put their quarterback. in.
After you get shut out by the Chargers, you cannot be trusted. So definitely the Chiefs.
They're going into Arrowhead.
It's a clean sweep.
What do you mean shut up by the Chargers? Chargers have a good defense.
Alex Smith still.
No, I
doesn't
know,
have
but
an
I'm saying
interception.
to not even put a field goal up. You know what I'm saying? That's to me, Trevor.
I mean,
Siemian
getting
usually
shut out
underperforms.
in any game is.
I think the Broncos,
And especially, it was a home game.
I think the Broncos.
Wait, it
got
wasn't.
Yeah, I said the
Yeah.
Broncos. I think got a little high on themselves after they beat the Cowboys because ever since then, the Simeon's performances have been.
I mean, Simeon overperformed what?
I mean, they
might actually
in the Bronco game.
He's done it. He's done it. I would say in the
game?
last 2 seasons, maybe like 5 or 6 games, he's done really well.
Yeah.
And people are like, "Oh man, if they could just get this for Simeon, if they could just put a better line around Simeon." No, if they could get rid of
wrong
Simeon
with Paxton Lynch?
What is
They-
wrong?
He's been
Paxton
hurt.
Lynch?
I know that.
I think they have a quarterback problem in
I think
in
they
Denver.
have an Elway problem, and he's so like.
After,
I need to
after
be
the
right
Chargers
on
loss,
this.
I
need to
would
be right.
reevaluate if Simeon for sure
I think
starts
Paxton
again.
Lynch is hurt, and that's why that's happening. Because Simeon got hurt on 2 weeks ago on a night game,
And they didn't replace him.
and Osweiler went in.
Oh, you're right. I was watching that game and I was questioning. I'm like,
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
tuned in late and I was like, why is Osweiler playing?
I
Like,
was honestly shocked at just the fact that they, like going into the offseason, neither Simeon or Lynch really did anything great. And they were like, "Oh no, we're fine with Simeon."
I like Chad Kelly more than I like Osweiler.
I do too, but I mean, I don't know.
haven't
I don't
seen
know.
Simeon.
I just they need to move on. Simeon is not an NFL starter. He's not.
7th round pick from Northwest.
That's going to conclude
he's
it.
a solid backup. Great backup choice.
I mean, he won what, a few games last year?
That's going to conclude it for the Bread and Butter Sports Podcast, episode 15. We hope you guys enjoyed us along the way this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Facebook, Bread and Butter Sports Podcast. Twitter, @Bread and Butter Sports Pod.
And YouTube.
And YouTube.
Oh, and you too.
Bread and Butter Sports Podcast.
Bread and butter. It's just bread and butter.
Bread and butter.
The letter N.
The letter N, butter. So be sure to do that. Have a great rest of the weekend, guys. We will see you here on Monday. Signing out for Taylor Enns, George Ventura, Tanner Nava. I'm Zach Ferber. Have a good one, everybody.